Everything happens because of something. It is too well designed and orchestrated for me to believe that it just happened like that. Believe your person, you have your person. My person is out there. My soulmate is out there. There's nobody out there for you. And the fact is that everything in life is principle. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the Good Living Podcast. I apologize for this little delay. But I figured out something. I figured out something recently. And I've been trying to do the research for a long time. And I keep getting evidence to prove this fact. And the fact is that everything in life is principle. What I mean is, everything happens because of something. Everything has a method, and a workings. You know how in mathematics, there's a formula to get each answer. So, to every end result that people are looking for, there's always a formula to get it. Here's the first thing that gave me the first evidence I got. I looked at how things work, like inside our body, because outside everything else can be orchestrated. But you were born with the body you have, and the workings of the human body is the same inside everybody, or at least inside 99% of people. We are born with the same anatomy and physiology. And then, if you look at how that is, you know that no man entered my body to construct me and give to my parents. I exist because my parents gave birth to me, and they existed because their parents gave birth to them. Same thing with everybody else. And so, but if you look at the way your body is, the structure of the DNA, the way this thing works to make this one happen, everything happens like a properly done engineering work. The structure of everything, your bones, why they support you the way they support you, the circulation around your body and your heart pumping to give your brain blood and stuff like that. And it just made me feel like it is too well designed and orchestrated for me to believe that it just happened like that. Which is why the Big Bang Theory seems a bit, one kind to me. I'm not saying it's a lie, but it's just difficult to believe. And probably it's because I don't have all the facts, because I have not done the research that I should do on the Big Bang Theory. But that aside, in terms of real life things now, where I say everything is principle, I'm going to debunk a few things that a lot of people have been believing. We believe in a lot of things, like love at first sight, like this is my person, like miracles. Yeah, some of them, sure. And if everything works with a particular method, then it means all of these things were orchestrated somehow, either intentionally or unintentionally. I'll give an example with love, because some people keep thinking, oh, you believe your person, you have your person, my person is out there, my soulmate is out there. There's nobody out there for you, you dumb fuck. There's a particular thing that happens, and it is oxytocin that makes you fall in love. So if I want you to be in love with me, and if I had my way to orchestrate your life and my life together as they move, I can make anybody fall in love with me by triggering the things that should be triggered in that person to make them fall in love with me. You get? So even love that you think just happens like that, the way they make it look like in movies, doesn't happen like that. And even the oxytocin I'm talking about, Seth, is something that will happen, yeah, that is going to make it come out, that's going to make it have it secreted to give you the emotions that you are having all over somebody. And so even that too has its own principles. For example, another one is getting rich or being successful. This one I'm going to hit a stray bullet to a church I know. Many churches even do this. A lot of churches have sat down and experienced and watched sermons where people will stand on the pulpit and lie to you that for you to get rich, you have to be giving tithe and offering. For you to get rich, you have to be kind to your neighbor. For you to get rich, you have to be diligent with the work of God. All of those things are good deeds. Good deeds, there will no doubt in it. But for you to get rich, that's not what you have to do. You will do all that and you still die wretched. And millions of people die wretched in this country. A lot of people do the things that they say from the altar and still die wretched. So it's because that's not the thing. God does not just automatically change your life because you did this thing. I believe in the laws of the universe. That's one thing. I believe that there are certain things you do and they come back to you. And this, you would think it debunks my principle of my talk about principles and how everything happens for a reason, or how everything is actually orchestrated and there's methods. But it doesn't, because the universe and those things are separate. But with physical stuff now, like success and making money and becoming rich. Let me say one more thing before I say this now about becoming rich. It's still all in the same line. But with becoming rich, why is my cat looking at me like that? I'm going to make a video of this thing. Ah. With becoming rich, I went to a church where they used to give us recommended books of the month. Recommended books of the month regarding that has a link with what the topic of the month or the prophetic, how do they call it again? The prophecy of that month for you. For example, now this is our month of financial breakthrough. You understand? So the recommended books of the month will be announced to the church every Sunday. And these books are supposed to help you achieve that prophecy of the month. So if the prophecy of the month is breakthrough, financial breakthrough, then the recommended books of the month are books about how you can make money. Here's the problem. The recommended books of the month are books about money titled The Gateway to Financial Freedom. These are, books titles along those lines that are written by the general overseer of the same church. I'm not trying to bash churches. I'm just trying to say that this and that is not the way to go. Because people who read those books, I know them. I know people who have read those books and read millions of them and nothing has changed. And it's not that they don't believe what they are reading. They read it studiously. They meditate on those books. But it doesn't change their financial situation. And it's not the person that wrote the book doesn't know that's what's going to happen. No. But it's to sell books. But that's a matter of another day. I'm not trying to talk about churches, like I said. I just keep getting dragged into it because it slights me a little bit. But if you want to get rich, you are supposed to look for people that have money and ask them how they get it. I learned something about riches recently. It's not even to ask somebody what do you do, because people do different businesses to make money. But there's a baseline thing that every rich person has, every successful person has. And I'm not talking about the 25-year-old, 26-year-old, or even 30-year-old successful person. It's a person that has been successful for a long period of time. You understand? So if you're looking for financial success and you want to be rich, why would you be taking advice from somebody that did not make money from what you are trying to make money from? You get? You want to take money, financial advice now, or how to get rich from somebody who got rich by building a church and expanding it. You're not trying to do that. Now, if you want to build a church and expand it and make money like that, then 100% that's who you should go to for advice. But your plan is business or sales or to excel, in your career, then your advice and the books you should be reading, your recommended books of the month should be coming from the people who are succeeding in their careers, people who are succeeding in their businesses, and who have written books to help people to succeed in their own businesses. And those books are out there like that. Yeah, and it's people that are even selling themselves in the parks and the rest. Life could be so easy, but people try to make it difficult for themselves. So that's one thing. So everybody is running helter skelter, but if you just want something, if you find out exactly how it happens, how it works, you cannot go wrong. You get? That's how that one works. With love too, like I said. If you want somebody to fall in love with you, know what exactly triggers positive emotions from one person towards another person. You get? Like, it's not even what you will do to make her happy. It's not that one. Like, what happens inside her body that now makes her begin to see this person differently. That makes her begin to have this emotional connection with this other person. What happens inside? If you know how to trigger that, yeah, you can tailor your actions to trigger those movements inside that person's body to get, it's. But you see now, that's the intricacies of the thing, right? But if you do it, it look like voodoo. But everything actually has physical methods and physical things that happen. Physical things that literally happen to make those results come out. This leads me to another point. So some people think that they have destinies. Like, you are destined for something. Even in churches, they will tell you are destined for great. You are destined. Like, it is there for you. You need to understand that there are plenty people in this world, both past, present, and future, that are coming. There's so many people that will exist and have existed and will come and exist also, that as special and powerful as God is, I think he has put it in everybody to make their own luck. So what I'm trying to say is you make your destiny by yourself. Whatever you do, whatever happens in it, if not, life would have been going simple. The rich man's son would have been a rich boy, and the thing will just continue like that. But you will see people breaking barriers and entering social classes that they were not born into. And it's because if you take responsibility and actually follow the methods to get what you want, anybody can have anything. And that is why you hear it in motivational quotes and everything. Anybody can be anything. They will tell you can be anything you want to be. Anybody can have anything they want to have. It's because it's principles. There are certain things, methods, formulas that eventually, if you use them, give you that result. And if you find those formulas, you will get those results. For example, now, an unmarried woman, right? Say there's an unmarried elderly, no, let me not say elderly, but no, somebody in her 30s that everybody's looking at in society. Now, this one should be married, but she's not married yet. If you would ask me, what are the principles now? How can you guarantee that somebody that wants to get married will get married? Is the person that is not married now, is she friends with married people? Because not just surely, who do you listen to? If you listen to people that got married at the time that they wanted to get married, and they are the ones that you hang out with, you talk to, you take relationship advice from, because successful relationship is not the ones that are still dating. It's the one that ended up in the thing you want your own relationship to end up in, which is marriage, which is what most people want their relationship to end up in. You eventually want your girlfriend to be your wife. You eventually want your boyfriend to be your husband. And if you want to take relationship advice as a single woman, you should be taking it from the person who has succeeded, from the married person. So, but everybody's single, looking for a husband, thinking, God is not bringing in my way. It's not just working out. Who are you listening to? You get? Who are you listening to? And it's the simple things. That's why I say it's that's why I think it's also a principle. I can guarantee that if you listen to enough married people and they will tell you something. All of them will tell you something that is common. Something that all of them will tell you one particular thing that you can use as a formula to getting a husband or a wife, you know. And I think that's how the thing is. That's how the thing works. But how many people will actually believe that? How many people would want to switch up their group of friends, for example, and start following or listening to only married women? So, but at the end of the day, your destiny is in your hands, and the end result is based on the formula you use. So, for example, everything you're doing everything that we are doing is a formula that we are. You might be creating your own as you go. You might be living your life carelessly, but it's also a formula that has an end, which is where you're going to end. I believe that there's nothing that is random. There is nothing that just happens like that out of the blue. The only thing that happens out of the blue is death. And that's probably because I've not even figured out how we are being selected to die. If there's a way that we are being selected, I think I'll figure it out. But that's the only thing I think is random. Everything else can be attained if you follow the right method for it. Now, one common argument that somebody might have is the spiritual realm. I mean, and it's a very, very valid one because I believe that the spiritual realm exists and it's just as real as the physical one. People manipulate stuff to happen. But I also believe that even in that spiritual realm, there are principles. Now, somebody can threaten me because they are into, spiritual stuff and tell me that I will not wake up tomorrow morning. But I can guarantee that even in that spiritual realm, for that person to be able to do that, it's not because with the snap of their fingers they can make it happen. There is also principles. There's also things, methods, steps, a formula they have to follow to give that end result of me not waking up. I believe that's how it happens in the spiritual realms. But witches and wizards in the comment section, you can let me know if that's how it works or not. So at the end of the day, I want everybody to live their lives with the thought in mind or with the mindset or belief system that everything has a formula. And instead of sitting or hoping for things to happen, find out the formula of how this happens. Whatever it is, I'm looking for more outlandish examples. But at the moment, I can't get any. But I will eventually and make a short video about it. But thank you very much for watching the Good Living Podcast. We'll have more episodes coming your way. Make sure you check out all of our other content. And if you are willing to advertise anything, I got you. It's actually free of charge. I'm not charging anything. I'll just put you up on the episode. And yeah, see you in the next episode. Bye bye.